So guys, today the Yorubas and the Sultan of Sokoto, are actually fighting and having a very big issue. I told you guys that there is a sinister plan. Now, those people that are actually, trying to cause division in the Yoruba land and the Southwest region have started coming out with their full chest. Imagine that the Sultan of Sokoto came out today and said that enough is enough, that the Yorubas have been marginalizing and maltreating the Yorubas among them. I'm going to show you in proper context what the Sultan of Sokoto said, that enough is enough. He even released an official letter. I told the Yorubas that they should be careful, though I appreciate the way a lot of them are actually fighting against this plan to use religious tension to scatter their region. Imagine that the Sultan of Sokoto came out and said this particular thing. I'm going to show you the letter that he released, why he was warning that enough of the maltreatment of the Yorubas. The question is, how many times have you heard that the Yoruba Muslims are being maltreated in the Southwest region? Never. You have never heard about such thing before. In fact, when you go to a Yoruba family, you will see a Christian, you see a Muslim, you see a traditional worshipper. They've been coexisting and living peacefully. But like I said, there is a plan. What they are trying to do, I'm going to show you the letter. What they are trying to do is to poison the minds of the Yorubas or the Yoruba Muslims in the Southwestern region, so that they will start believing that they are marginalized, and they will start causing issues and probably fighting and probably causing a lot of religious tension. And before you know it, the entire Yoruba region has been destabilized with religious tension and fight. This is their plan. They are trying to, awake or probably bring this form of false consciousness in the Yoruba Muslims. They are being marginalized and all that, so that they can start revolting and causing a lot of crimes or a lot of trouble in the Southwestern region. Now the Sharia law have come. They want to forcefully implement the Sharia law, even when the state governor of Ekiti state and other states have said, stop all this Sharia law that you are doing, that it is unconstitutional and it is not being recognized by the government of the state. But they've refused. They've refused. I'm going to show you in proper context what is actually happening and what Amechi came out today. Rotimi Amechi came out today and started confessing what they did against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's government, how they, planned evil and a lot of things against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. I'm going to show you all these things in proper context. But please, if this is your first time of coming here, I've often said it here. I've often said it. I do it to follow us. Tap on the subscribe button. It will not cost you anything. So you become one of us and be getting important political updates and social political issues within this particular country. And also do it to share this particular video and make it to go viral. Now, let us start from the issue of let me show you the letter that was actually released today by from the office of the Sultan of Sokoto. And this is a very big problem in the Yoruba land. If care is not taken, if the federal government do not stop all this kind of ethnic statement, look at what happened in the Lekki church when they started saying that Jesus is not God, this and that. They were intentionally trying to provoke people. They were trying to provoke the people from other religions. The other day, I showed you how an Isese worshipper were actually stoned and actually beaten up by some Muslim faithfuls because they believe that the person was worshiping an idol. These religious intolerance are gradually creeping into the Southwestern region, and now people that are actually probably supporting it or probably trying to fuel it have actually come out with their futures. Now look at the letter that Sultan of Sokoto released today. He said something, as you can see on the screen. He said, Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs. He said, live and let live. He said the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, NSCIA, under the leadership of its President General and Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Alhaji Mohammed Said Abubakar, CFR, and CFR is particularly disturbed by the high spate of intolerance and disregard for the rights of Muslims, especially in the southern part of the country. The most recent of this is the development emanating from Ekiti State, where the efforts of the Muslim community to set up an independent Sharia arbitration panel was met with unwarranted resistance and objections from both political and traditional quarters. Remember how they want to, secretly start the Sharia panel in Ekiti State. The state government said it's a lie, that there's nothing, that the Sharia panel is not recognized. The traditional leaders spoke against it, and this is why this Sultan of Sokoto is actually crying out and probably saying this. Look at what he said. Let's go ahead with the letter. They said, this is coming barely few weeks after the announcement of the inauguration of a Sharia panel in Oyo State generated unnecessary anxiety, thereby leading to its indefinite postponement. Remember how people started speaking against the plan to establish the Sharia court in Oyo State, and how the pressure from people made them to postpone it. So these are the things that this Sultan of Sokoto is actually angry about. Let's go ahead. He said that the independent arbitration panel, which is a voluntary platform designed solely for the resolution of civil and marital disputes among consenting Muslims, was to fill the inexplicable vacuum created by the failure of the political elites in southwestern Nigeria to establish Sharia court, as allowed by the Nigerian constitution in southwestern state, despite the huge population of Muslims in the region. And this is where Nigeria got it all wrong. It don't allow, of course, Sharia law is even enshrined in our constitution. How can you enshrine a religious law into our constitution in a secular country like Nigeria? You know, when we say we need a constitutional review, Nigeria is a secular country, but it does not prevent you from practicing your religion. But you know, putting it as part of our constitution and putting it, or probably enshrining it into our constitution, is a very big problem, because people now have the local standing to tell you that is the reason I'm going to implement Sharia law in this particular state, and this is where they are citing. Look at how they are citing the constitution. The problem of this Sharia, I'm going to continue with the letter, is that they will first of all tell you that it does not apply to the non-Muslim. But go to the north, the non-Muslims are being made to even answer to the Sharia laws and courts in the northern region, which is not fair and square. Let's go ahead. They said these and other cases, such as the denial of the rights of female students to wear the hijab, despite a Supreme Court judgment, and nothing but calculated attempts to prevent Muslims in the region from practicing their faith. Meanwhile, arbitration and the Sharia Court of Appeal, just like the customary Court of Appeal, which all of them have, are provided by the 1999 Constitution as amended of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Section 275, confirming the legality of both initiatives. He's citing the... So they said the NSCIA strongly supports the establishment of independent Sharia arbitration panel in Ekiti and Oyo states for the purpose so intended, especially where the Muslims in the state have been denied their constitutional right to a Sharia Court of Appeal in all the states of the southwestern Nigeria. The council cannot find any legal justification for the unnecessary alarm and unwarranted resistance. All the states in the north have Sharia courts, and some in addition have customary courts. The council calls on the governors and traditional authorities in the southern part of the country, particularly the southwest, to ensure that the constitutional rights of Muslims in their respective domains are preserved and protected. While others are allowed to live, Muslims should also be let to live. I'm going to show you how the Yoruba people actually responded to this particular official letter that was released by the Sultan of Sokoto and all that. You know, they are actually showing a lot of resistance, because if you don't resist this, only God knows what is going to happen. Have there been any form of religious tension in the southwestern region? No. Are the Muslims marginalized? No. Are the Christians marginalized? No. Like I said, the Yoruba region have been living peaceful, but there is a sinister plan by some elements to actually put a lot of issues in that particular region. Now let me show you the comments of some people. This person said, such rubbish and temerity. We continue to say a big massive no to Sharia court and law in Yoruba land. Whosoever wants to practice such draconian law should move into the living quarters of the Sultans of Sokoto himself, since he is their leader. People are opposing what the Sultan of Sokoto is saying if you want Sharia law, go and live with the Sultan of Sokoto. This person said, dear NSCIA, this being the Sultans this, he said, please tell the Fulani Sultan of Sokoto that we are Yorubas by being, by religion, by reasoning, and by character. We aren't Christians or Muslims. Our religion itself is originally Yoruba. Tell him we are not like the Hausas that they used Arabian religion to deceive and took over their land. People are saying no, that they are Yorubas. That means they are thinking in Yoruba first before they can even talk about religions and all that. And this is the way I believe every African should reason. You should love your brothers first. So you should love your brother first before all this, foreign religion that came to us. This person said, no one outside the Yoruba race has the authority to instruct us on how to live our life. There is nothing to emulate in the north. We say no to any form of Sharia in southwest. This peace we are enjoying must not be taken for granted. I love the resistance that is actually coming. These people, there haven't been any form of religious tension. So why are you trying to incite or trying to say that Muslims are being marginalized, which you know that basically it is not the truth? This person said, I am a Muslim before Yoruba. You could see that some people are even buying the idea of the Sultan of Sokoto. This person said, I am a Muslim before Yoruba. Let's do census self. Let's see the number of Muslim, Christian, and traditionalists. How can an insignificant number determine the future of large population? Tell your Oba to establish Ogun panel for you and his followers. We don't need you in Sharia. This is a Yoruba Muslim that is actually buying. Like I said, you might think they are not poisoning the minds of some people, but you could see from evidently from what this particular person is saying that he is a Muslim before being a Yoruba. That people that are against the Sharia law should go and tell the traditional people to open their own Ogun panel and co. Like I said, they are gradually creeping in, and they're actually creating this kind of bitter I don't know idea in some of the Muslims in Yoruba land that they are being marginalized. Meanwhile, they are not being marginalized. Well, let's take the comments of this person. This person said, Sharia is not binding on non-Muslims. A Sharia court primarily adjudicates matters of Islamic jurisprudence for Muslims only, regardless of where such court sits. These people are trying to say it's only for Muslims and co. Meanwhile, it's a lie. Some people have actually witnessed, some non-Muslims in the north have actually witnessed the wrath of this particular Sharia law and all that. Let me show you the comments of some people. This person said, but this is not true. Sharia courts in the north have tried and convicted Christians, atheists, and also jailed people for offenses beyond their jurisdiction. We don't want it in Yoruba land. People are saying that in the north, we've seen Sharia being used to judge non-Muslims, Christians, and other people within that particular region. So people are actually totally against anything that has to do with this particular Sharia, because people are against the Sharia law because they believe that with time, they might tell you probably it's for Muslims. With time, they will start extending it to non-Muslims, and this will definitely cause religious tension and instability within the region. I can boldly and literally tell you for free. I just love how they actually, are opposing any form of, a pressure from the Supreme Council of this and that. And they said, we don't want this. Respect them and allow them to live the way they've been living peacefully. Well, I told you guys that today, Amechi came out and, started confessing. Look at what he said, that as opposition APC, we paid women for demonstration against the then President Jonathan's government, says Amechi. Like I said, when people comes out to tell you that he does not want any coalition that is all about grabbing power, and this is what APC did in 2015. Now Amechi, who was part and parcel of this government, is coming out to confess now that they had to pay people, they had to pay women to carry out demonstrations and protests against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's government, and this is how they removed that man. Yes, I might not like Goodluck Ebele Jonathan because he's a weak president. He doesn't even know how to wield his own political power and all that. But you could see APC confessing. Amechi is confessing because Bola Tinubu sidelined him in his government. That is why he's coming out to confess the truth. Had it been APC and Bola Tinubu picked him or probably gave him one political appointment, he will continue singing the praises. This was a man that served under Buhari's 8 years, that damaged the economy and bastardized and everything. Let me show you in proper context what he's saying. He said, the former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, has expressed concern that President Bola Tinubu is not prepared to relinquish power in 2027. Amechi made this known in Abuja at the National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria in Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria, organized by the African Center for Leadership Strategy and Development. He criticized the attitude of Nigerian voters, accusing them of being easily swayed by politicians' rhetorics and financial inducements. He admitted that when the ruling APC Congress, APC, was newly formed, the chieftains of the party paid women to demonstrate. He said he admitted that when the ruling All Progressive Congress was newly formed, the chieftains of the party paid women to demonstrate against the then ruling party, People's Democratic Party, and the then President Goodluck Jonathan government. Now they are trying to confess how they removed Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Not like the man was not performing, not like his government was that terrible, but they wanted to grab power. So they used all means possible to make sure that they displaced him and frustrated his government, and even used, when we were talking about how some people, especially in the northern area, used terrorism and insecurity to make sure that they remove Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. We started hearing the issue of terrorism in the northern part of the country. Some of them were financed by some of the politicians just for the quest of grabbing power. Now after they grabbed the power, they didn't even know how again to quench the terrorism that they started, and that is why the north is actually suffering from a lot of terrorism and banditry today. Because some of them use it to grab power, and after grabbing power, they can no longer contain or probably control those terrorists that they created by themselves. Let's go ahead. They said, according to Amechi, many citizens do not ask critical questions about governance, but rather focus on short-term benefits like transport fares provided by politicians. We have sweet mouths. In his own words, he said, we have sweet mouths. We repeat the same things every day. Tomorrow they will call you in Lagos and you will go. Somebody told me in Lagos, Mr. Amechi, these people that gathered here, we called them, gave them transport money, and they came. If tomorrow Tinubu does the same, they will also come, he said. He was actually trying to talk about how the Nigerian people are easily swayed by these politicians. He said, Amechi also recounted his experience during the early days of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC, revealing how party supporters were mobilized for demonstration through financial incentives. How party support, they kept on mobilizing people to frustrate Jonathan's government. He said, when APC was registered, I feared they might rig us out, so we agreed to organize a demonstration at Eagle Square. We paid people to bring women and others. When I arrived early to assess the situation, I was shocked to see that women we brought were wearing Jonathan for president shirts. The former minister said, he further warned that if citizens expect a change from the political elite, including the current administration, they would be disappointed. So Rotimi Amechi is trying to play the saint person now. Remember, this man was part and parcel of this. He was the Minister of Transport for about how many years? But now he's coming out to expose and confess the truth because this government have actually sidelined him. I'm going to show you the comments of some people. This person said, from the same Amechi that benefited from the same APC government, politicians will never change. People no longer believe him because you cannot serve a government of APC for 8 years and now you are coming out to confess how you people recruited people to disorganize the Jonathan's government just for the sole purpose of grabbing power. You had to do all these things just to grab power. At the end of the day, you people grab the power without doing anything tangible with the power. Rather, you people plunge the country into extreme economic hardship. And that is why P2B have kept on rejecting any form of coalition that its sole purpose is just to grab power. And I support him on that idea. People might not be happy because we are used to grabbing power by all means, and at the end of the day, we elect bad leaders that wouldn't turn the nation around or probably do any tangible thing. This is why I said he is only casting the atrocities because this government is not favoring him. Just like Erufai of Kaduna, give them a position and they will pimp, they will not say anything. And this is the truth. People know him. Give him a political position and you see him keep short. Look at Daniel Bowler. Look at Erufai is not crying out and shouting. Erufai that was part and parcel of Tinubu's success or probably success to become the president. Now he's crying that the Tinubu do not know what he's doing, that he appointed illiterates to head the country and all that because the government is not favoring. Like I said, we don't have politicians who are in the country. We lack politicians with single ideology. We just have stomach infrastructure people that moves wherever that favors them.
What a wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say someone has come out to say, or has outlined countless times that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold for a second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gold, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojogun fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, Mazen Mikanu did it via his own dimension. So Ekpa is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Samonekpa should be discredited, the likes of Fulanis and that of the Southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Samonekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Samonekpa and Nnamdi Kanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Sultan Sudan and Sudan wanted parted ways, nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Samonekpa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible, and why the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also to the government, the Nigerian government, be worried about it. Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Samonekpa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? Say a particular tribe or a major tribe to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. I mean, dominance. That means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government parastatals in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. Peradventure, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we now know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Angobula said, he said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country, and we know it. We know it. I know it too. And every man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If a Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that Ojukwu foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this biafra struggle, and now gradually it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now there are some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria, just because they feel their brother is still in president. Man, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I am very certain of. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are formed alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did. Honestly, I made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence, and then we have also the likes of Angulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Order Forum. He said post that election that the Northern Order supported Tinubu, but come 2027, Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now if the average left person is not giving the vote, now where will they get the vote? It just come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have been after the Igbos for. Now they will be the master mind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will stop, and that's the slogan that will continue the trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country, and then the Igbo man now will not take them tag them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious. There are claims that the Igbo man is not serious, but I can bet you when the system will not catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.